Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining on an exciting day for the Texas Rangers. Have several announcements this morning, the first of which, as you all know, we hired Justin Veely as our hitting coach to replace Tim Hires. Justin has a track record of a very successful coach in San Francisco, obviously a working relationship with Donnie Ecker. And we're extremely excited to bring him into the organization and hopefully build on what Tim and Donnie created. And very confident in the relationship that Justin and Donnie have to continue our path forward and get the best out of our players and our offense moving forward. So excited to welcome Justin to the organization. Secondly, announcing the hiring of Cole Figueroa as Assistant General Manager overseeing baseball operations. Cole has an unbelievable reputation within the industry as someone who is a great connector, a very humble person, former player with a curious, open mind. He's done wonderful work in Tampa and comes highly regarded by the Rays organization. We feel like this is a great opportunity to add somebody from the outside in an area that we think is going to push us forward and help us continue to improve. So we're very excited to welcome Cole to the organization. And then lastly, very excited to announce the hiring of Ross Fenstermaker, the promotion of Ross Fenstermaker to the general manager position. Ross is someone who's been in the organization for 16 years. His fingerprints are all over the organization in terms of the areas that he's touched, from professional scouting to international scouting, to player development, and certainly our big league club. And Ross is someone who complements my skill set extremely well. We have a great working relationship. He pushes me in ways that makes me better. He's so bright. He's embodies our values and understands our culture, and certainly has worked with a number of employees here way longer than even I have. And so I couldn't be happier to welcome Ross into this role and align with him in our shared vision of pushing forward to compete and win more championships as we look to the future of our organization. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ross to say a few words here. And Ross, welcome and thank you.
Thank you, CY. Hey, thank you everybody for hopping on this morning. I appreciate it. I just have a few prepared words I'd like to share, and then we'll open it up to Q&A at the end. But I'd like to start off first and foremost by thanking Ray Davis and the entire ownership group for this incredible opportunity. This organization means so much to me, and to be able to continue forward in this new role is just an absolute honor, and I'm incredibly excited about the next chapter in Rangers baseball. I'd also like to thank Chris Young, who I've had the privilege of calling a teammate for the last 4 years. CY and I have created some great memories together, and I'm looking forward to continue to compete alongside of him while we make more. I'd also like to thank my many wonderful teammates, both past and present, who have helped mentor, grow, challenge, and push me along the way. I'm largely who I am today because of them, and they mean the world to me, and I can't wait to continue living out our values together as Rangers. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my family, my beautiful wife, Lindsay, and our wonderful 3-year-old daughter, Millie, for their unrelenting support. These jobs are challenging, demanding, and they take a lot out of us, and I couldn't do it without them. I'd also like to thank my father, Rick, who is no longer with us, but is the reason why I love this great game so much. My mom, Eve, for her endless encouragement and words of support. My brother, Blake, my sister, Alyssa, and the rest of our family. I love you all so much, and thank you so much for your support. As we embark on the offseason, our goal as a leadership team is clear, to return to where we belong as a championship caliber organization that consistently competes deep into October. While the opportunity to be a part of a World Series championship in 2023 was an absolute thrill, it's not about any one season for us. It's about building a contender each and every year. We owe our fans that, and we're committed to delivering on it. We have a tremendous collection of talent throughout this organization, along with a supportive ownership group. Success will return to Arlington swiftly. I'm excited for both the challenges that lie ahead and the opportunities, and I appreciate everybody's support and your trust in me in this job as we move forward, and I look forward to all we will accomplish together. That's it.
Okay.
Awesome.
With that, we'll open it up to questions. If you could use the hand raise function and please stay on mute other than when you're asking the question, we would appreciate it. And we'll give the first question to Evan Grant.
Hello, gentlemen. Congratulations, Ross. Also, congratulations, CY, since I think this gives you a bigger front office and maybe takes a little bit of burden off of you. So congratulations to both of you. The one question I've got is, Chris, with Ross as an assistant general manager, you know, you had kind of a 1-2 C-suite situation the last couple of years. Can you explain like what the significance of this promotion is from your perspective? And then I'd have a follow-up for Ross on that, but let me let CY handle that.
Yeah, Evan, it's a great question, and I think one of the things that's very important is that we're going to continue to operate in a similar fashion that we have been. And my leadership style is that we have a great executive group that weighs in collectively on almost all of our decision making. And you know, while I'm responsible as being the ultimate decision maker, this is a collective effort, and I'm only as good as the leadership team that we have. And Ross has been a huge part of that. So I'm extremely thankful to Ross, as well as every member of our leadership team, including our special assistants and many others throughout the org. And so we're going to continue operating in that fashion in terms of the style of the leadership. This isn't just us two making decisions by ourselves. So I want to make that clear. In terms of the areas of responsibility, you know, nothing is changing in the immediate. I think Cole's addition is going to facilitate or enhance some areas in the baseball operations department where we've been a little thin, but we're excited to continue. I think we're very strong in terms of our leadership team, and very excited to continue pushing forward with what we have started here. And then you know, I think in terms of what this means specifically to me and to Ross is that it allows him to take on with the title a lot of conversations within the industry, whether it's with media, whether it's with opposing clubs, agents, players, coaches, and know that he is empowered as a leader and an executive within our industry, within our team organization, to represent our shared vision and values and alignment. And so there's just a lot of things that sometimes when you don't have that GM title, it makes it a little challenging. And I think this is going to be a great thing for Ross to help me in a lot of areas and push forward, like he said, our shared vision.
I mean, so many clubs are going to this kind of two-man operation at the top, and while I don't think that there's anything changed about the hierarchy, how do you navigate that space with having the GM title, which traditionally has been what people view as the top baseball executive, but being Chris's right-hand man, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, I think CY and I have a great working relationship already. We've had the opportunity to, you know, collaborate on a day-to-day basis already. So I largely see it as, you know, complementing him and filling any gaps where needed. But, you know, hopefully there's a shared responsibility in this role and can take a lot of things off his plate. And I'm confident that we're going to communicate on the daily, multiple times a day, I'm sure, all through the wee hours of the night, just to make sure that we're on the same page in everything that we're discussing. And it's a partnership, and it's an opportunity for me to continue to build upon our relationship and fill in any of those gaps where needed.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Jeff, go ahead.
On Feely, the hitting coach, how does that affect Seth Connor, and was Seth or any other internal candidates considered?
Yes, we did have internal candidates that we interviewed, all of whom interviewed very well. But we did think that Justin's experience separated him from the group, and his previous working relationship with Donnie. And Seth remains in the same role that he's been in as our third hitting coach, and we're very happy with the job he's done.
Obviously, Will left for a managerial post in Chicago. Do you guys plan to replace him, or just guys around that are already on staff?
Yeah, Jeff, it's actually one of the conversations we're having. I mean, first, let me say I couldn't be happier for Will Venable. This opportunity for him to go lead in Chicago, what he came here and helped us accomplish in terms of winning a World Series and the impact he's made. I've heard from so many people internally about how much they loved Will, how much they're going to miss Will, and how great a person he is, how great a leader he is. And so we're certainly thrilled for Will that he's going to go on. I hope that in some way we helped prepare him and developed him for this opportunity, and I'm confident he's going to do great things. With that, we have big shoes to fill, and we're looking at a number of different ways to do that, whether it's somebody in a similar fashion, or do we divide up the responsibilities internally amongst the great coaching staff that we have. So we're considering several different paths here. We're working through it. We don't have an answer at this point, but it's a high priority for us over the next couple weeks here to get some resolution there.
Okay. And then have you guys heard from Nathan yet on his decision on the player option?
Nate declined his player option this morning, so we still have great interest in bringing him back. We expected that, and we're still going to work towards hopefully getting him back in a Rangers uniform.
Okay, then just one more. How much money are you operating with this offseason? Are you going to have enough to do what you need to do?
The answer is yes. So ownership has always been supportive of us, and especially the last couple of years here, and we're very confident with where our payroll will be. That we're going to put a winning team out on the field and compete for a division title and hopefully a championship. So that expectation remains the same, and certainly we're cognizant of the uncertainty financially that the organization has been through and ownership, and Ray feels that on a daily basis. He almost apologizes to me on a daily basis, but the RSN situation was something beyond his control, and but we're going to make the most of it, and no matter what, I truly believe that we will have the resources to compete and be successful.
Okay, Kennedy.
Sorry, I think Ross just wanted to talk to us more. I think that's why he took this position. On Figueroa, Chris, do you guys have a understanding at this point kind of what his role in terms of specifics will be, or is that just something that you guys are kind of taking day by day at this point?
No, we do. I mean, the baseball operations department does so many things, Kennedy, from managing travel and clubhouse operations, transaction rules, arbitration, systems and processes, coordinating communication and facilitating collaboration between departments. The role's immense, and we've been a little thin there, and so Cole's addition is going to enhance all of those things, and I think bring fresh ideas and a new set of eyes to our organization, help push us forward in a lot of ways. I think it's always good to have people come in and take a look from the outside and make sure that we're advancing in the ways that we need to be. And so Tampa obviously is a wonderful organization. Cole was beloved there. But this was the right opportunity for him to come and join, and we're so excited to have him. So, I think he'll spend a lot of time with the big league club, really dialing in some of the systems and processes there, along with overseeing everything I just laid out.
Thank you.
Back to Evan.
Hey, on both Cole and Justin, Cole has some background with hitting on the Tampa Bay side. I think he was involved with hitting development there.
Well, Andy was a professional hitter, so yes, that would mean involvement with hitting.
And a big league play. That was the second part, right?
Yeah.
How valuable are both of those skill sets in what you are trying to do this offseason?
Yeah, it's super valuable, but that alone is not why we hired him. I mean, his skill set is immense, and it extends well beyond just the hitting domain. So we're thrilled that, one, Cole wanted to be here, and two, that we were able to execute this hiring to facilitate and enhance all the areas that I said in the previous question. So the hitting side is very important, and a fresh set of eyes and a lens to look at, maybe from the outside, to look at our organization and help us push forward. We're very open-minded. I do think we're doing a lot of things well, Evan. And last year, while the offense took a step backwards, we have full confidence in the group, and assuming that we have full health and that some guys return to form, we have full confidence this group can bounce back. But Cole is going to push us forward, not only in the hitting area, but in really everything I laid out a minute ago.
Thank you. I think that's it for now. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
John Radigan.
Hey, Ross, congratulations. I'm wondering, I assume you have you been to the GM meetings before?
I have, yeah. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I've been going for the last several years as an assistant GM, so yeah.
So, we've seen not a ton of activity, normally at the GM meetings, but a couple of years ago, Jaco Parisi was a benefit of the GM meetings. What are you expecting as the GM at the GM meetings?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we'll be spending a lot of time getting to learn what some of the off-season free agents are looking for. We'll have discussions with clubs, try to figure out who may or may not be available. We'll spend a lot of time together, as a group, a small group, talking through that, and just really refining our strategy and our outlook for this off-season, and trying to decide where we allocate our time and our resources as we push into the off-season.
For you, with obviously, your Ross is someone you've worked with so often. Do you feel like there is a curve, not necessarily a learning curve, but sort of a responsibility curve, right, with two new people in those front office positions? Is there, some time to learn and grow with each other, or will you pretty much feel like you hit the ground running?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, I think in some ways we're very comfortable with the relationship, and that's the beauty of promoting internally, is that the comfort level is so high. But there is going to be more on Ross's plate. He is definitely going to have more responsibility, and I want to make sure that that he's set up for success, and that we don't throw too much at him, or that I'm not asking him to handle. Excuse me. I'm not asking him to handle difficult situations that that ultimately I need to be available for. So, so anyway, I'm very confident in the relationship. Excuse me. Very confident in the relationship, and but there are going to be things where we have to continue to learn how we're going to operate. He's going to take on more, like I said, dialogue with teams, with agents, and even with media, and so. But we are aligned in our vision. We're aligned in our beliefs in terms of what this organization should be about, the consistent standard of excellence and winning, and really how we want to value people and the culture and how important that is to the success of our organization. So, in terms of the fundamental core values of who we are and the way we operate, Ross embodies those, and he's going to continue to push us forward in those areas, and the rest of it, there'll be little things that we figure out here and there, but I'm very excited about the relationship.
One thing, Ross, based on a couple of things in that answer, are you okay? Do you know how to do the Heimlich maneuver?
We'll get some practice off camera. How about that?
Hang on. Abby's got a question.
I can ask a question. Ross, congratulations. Similar to Will Venable, and how competitive exposure, and the experience he had with Texas Rangers, allowing him to be ready for this moment. Do you feel like just watching CY and the relationship you have, and just your in-depth tenure with the Rangers has prepared you for this moment?
Yeah, I've been really blessed. I mean, watching CY for the last 4 years has certainly allowed me to absorb a lot of what goes into this job and how to properly behave and navigate around, some of the challenges within it, and also the great opportunities that you have in a leadership platform. But even before that, John Daniels was a great mentor of mine. Thad Levine, I've been around AJ Preller, multiple GMs around the game, and some other folks within that have also had a lot of experience, and have really helped kind of show me how to behave, how to belong, how to act. And I'm so blessed and honored to have such great leaders and mentors that have really helped shape me in my career to prepare me for this moment. Thank you.
Okay, go to Stefan.
Congrats, Ross. Chris, is there any update on the TV situation?
Yeah, that's I'm in the. I don't have an update for you. That's going to be more on the business side, and at the appropriate time. I know they're working hard towards a resolution, and when that announcement is ready, you'll hear it. But I can't give you an update today, Stefan.
Can you give us any kind of update on the health of Corey and Dolly and John Gray?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Everyone is doing very well. Corey is progressing nicely from his surgery. I believe he's close to resuming a normal off season and his normal strength conditioning program. John Gray is fully recovered. He's been here working out. He's doing wonderfully. Tyler Malley is doing great. Has started playing catch. Evan Carter has started swinging. He's feeling very good. He started swinging and is feeling good. He's responded well to the rest, and we're in a good spot there. Dolis is continuing to recover. He has not started his full off-season activity yet, but I think in another 3 to 4 weeks he will be cleared for full activity in terms of his knee healing up. But we're anticipating a full recovery from him and then a normal off-season within the next 3 to 4 weeks for him. So I'm trying to think if there's anybody I'm omitting here. I think that JJ is doing great. He had that second procedure on his wrist to release the tendon. He's doing great. Everything is healed up, and he's in off-season mode right now. Not fully cleared to do everything yet, but should have a very, very good extended off-season and be ready for spring training.
Hey, if I can interject, there was just one other health guy that I was curious about. Did we ever get an update on Josh Spores?
Yeah, Josh has seen a couple different shoulder experts, and we've got a couple different diagnoses that we're working through. Not ready yet to announce exactly which path we're going, but in the next few days we should have some resolution there and an idea of the timeline on Josh and his recovery.
Okay, we have Chris and Ross are traveling to San Antonio today, so we'll take 2 more and wrap up here. We'll go to Jeff and then end with Jared. Jeff Wilson, are you there?
I don't think Jeff ever took his hand down.
Okay.
Sorry guys, my hand was up, and I didn't intend for that to be. So carry on.
Okay, Jared, we'll wrap it up with you.
Hey, I had one for CY, one for Ross. CY, that's when the organization's having success and you've got good people, you have to fight to keep some of those people. So in line with Will leaving and I'm sure other people who have drawn interest from other teams, does that tell you anything about the job you guys are doing and not just hiring the right people, but developing the right people within the organization?
Yeah, Jared, thank you for asking. We had an internal baseball ops call not long ago to announce these same moves. And, when I came 4 years ago, I really came with 2 goals in mind. The first is that we win championships, and we've accomplished part of that in terms of last season. And the other is that our employees have the opportunity to realize their goals within the game. And some of those are going to be realized internally, and some of those will be realized externally. But my hope is that for every person who puts on a Texas Rangers uniform or wears this logo in the front office or on the business side or anywhere, that we're developing our people to go on and have great careers and realize their dreams. And so this hiring cycle has been a little bit challenging for us, not just with Will and Tim, but we've had a number of employees who have been asked for permission. And for me, while it creates some challenges internally, for me, it's a great sign of the health of our organization and the people that we have and the development. And that really, that credit goes to all of our respective department head leaders and Ross and everyone else who's invested in hiring the right people who embody our values, our culture, our leadership style, and then developing them into these opportunities. And while we've been able to retain a number of those employees, we have lost some and some very important employees. And my hope is that as this organization continues to evolve, that we become a leader within the baseball industry in terms of the development of our people. And very, very proud of that, and also recognizing the challenges that presents for us in terms of the hiring cycle. But nonetheless, it's a great problem to have, and and want to make sure that we continue to push forward in realizing both goals.
Okay.
He's got one for Ross, I think.
Okay.
I know, so you've been with the Rangers, obviously, right? And I know CY mentioned with Cole the value of having outside perspective, but I guess you're in a unique position because you've been with the organization for such a long time. You've been a part of different iterations of this organization and been exposed to so many different people, so many different trains of thought. So I guess I was just curious how that has you and what benefit that might be, even though you've been with this organization, that you've seen different chapters of this organization's story.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had the opportunity to see a lot of different ways in which you can do it and be around a lot of different great people with different perspectives. I'm just a very curious person by nature, so to be able to get outside of the organization and connect with others around the game and try to absorb and learn as much as possible in ways that we might be able to apply that to the Rangers and our future success. I think I'm just naturally wired that way. But, having been here for so long and being a part of multiple different, regimes, so to speak, and then different styles, I think there's a lot to learn from each one of them. And you take the good things and you learn from the bad things, and you hope that you continue to learn, grow, and evolve over time. And I'm confident that between CY and I and us challenging one another and sharpening each other's saws here, that we're going to continue to push this organization forward.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Guys, thanks so much. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.